Top stories this evening sponsored by Courts, bringing value home. 4.4 tons of cocaine found near illegal airstrip. Kanu, the GDF Special Forces, and the United States Drug Enforcement Administration dent major network. We will be coming after you. Home Affairs Minister Robeson Ben warns drug traffickers. Guyana Energy Expo 2025 launched to attract 7,000 delegates. And Citizens Bank commissions new $1.8 billion Mandela branch. HGP Nightly News begins now. Good evening to our viewers here in Guyana and online. I'm Travis Chase with the Monday, September 2 edition of the HGP Nightly News. We have what you need to know this evening. We start on the police blotter. A major drug trafficking network has been dented by the Customs Anti-Narcotics Unit, the United States Drug Enforcement Agency, and the Guyana Defense Forces Special Forces. Find out how in this report. 4.4 tons of cocaine, which was destined for Europe, was dug up from a number of pits near an illegal airstrip in Matthews Ridge Region 1 on Sunday. The discovery and seizure of the cocaine, worth almost $200 million, was as a result of a joint operation between the United States Drug Enforcement Administration and Guyana's Customs Anti-Narcotics Unit.
As you can see, this airstrip by any normal nature is not one that has been gazetted by the government. So this was built with a plan to accommodate small aircraft, bringing several kilos of cocaine from outside of Guyana here. The fact that we have the cocaine sectionalized, first of all, you'll see the writing, which is different brands. When we open it, you'll get a better idea. But they were found in 4 pits or bunkers.
That's head of the Customs Anti-Narcotics Unit, James Singh. According to Singh, the operation, which was assisted by the Guyana Defense Force Special Forces Unit, was successful because of shared intelligence.
The success speaks for itself, and the fact that we have representatives from the Guyana Defense Force, the DA, Ministry of Home Affairs, is another example of the support given by the government of Guyana to Kanu and the joint services in ensuring that Guyana does not become, for want of a better word, narco state. This, however, is evidence of the fact that Minister Ben and others have been saying for a while that Guyana is a transshipment point. As you can see how it's packaged, this was not to go within the city, this is for further transportation. And this is why international collaboration is important, because based on the experience from our counterparts in the DEA, we were able to share information, share intelligence, and do operations such as this that has resulted in a large seizure of drugs with the assistance of the joint services.
The Kanu boss highlighted that the seizure of the 4.4 tons of cocaine was the second phase of the operation, with the first phase being the discovery of a quantity of fuel just a few days ago at the location.
The officers, when they came in, they spent several days in here combing the area. And they knew that, as we've shared information with our colleagues from the DA, if it's not above ground, then it's hidden somewhere underground. We discovered these pits dug by hand, camouflage, again, to protect from the elements, from anyone stumbling upon it, and again for further transshipment. As you see, that's how we took it out. That's exactly we were waiting until you came to open it.
Samples of the drugs were taken for testing by Kanu ranks, while the rest of the cocaine was destroyed at the site. Up to the time of this report, no arrests had been made, but several persons have been questioned by Kanu. Travis Chase, HGP Nightly News. Meanwhile, Minister of Home Affairs Robeson Ben has sounded a stern warning to anyone who might be involved in the drug trade. Following the discovery of 4.4 tons of cocaine, which was destined for Europe from a number of pits near an illegal airstrip in Matthews Ridge on Sunday, Minister of Home Affairs Robeson Ben, who was on site, sounded a warning to persons who might be involved in drug trafficking.
We want to warn those who are engaged in it to desist, because we will be coming after them. We want to advise people who in the areas, in the environment out here, may be aware that things are happening, but that don't want to say it, but they need to say it. To save our country, to improve our security, to save our societies, in respect of this drug fight.
Noting that this operation is perhaps the largest ever seizure to have occurred in Guyana, Mr. Ben said that government is aware of certain illegal activity and will continue the fight against drug trafficking.
We have been working at this problem continuously, that we are aware of certain flights to certain places, illegal. We've been putting in the government with this, and of course, with the energy and interest of President Irfan Ali, we've been putting in much resources and persons into getting on top of this situation. We will continue this fight. We are happy, of course, that we have the United States Drug Enforcement Agency with us, sharing information, intelligence, and backing us up on issues which may occur from time to time.
Guyana, the minister acknowledged, is a victim of drug trafficking, given it is a drug transshipment point.
We don't produce cocaine. We don't transit it. We don't make the guns, which you see a couple here behind me, a couple rifles. And the important thing of the drug trafficking is associated with the other elements of transnational organized crime. Money laundering, gun smuggling, homicides unknown and unsolvable in many instances.
Asked specifically about the involvement of Guyanese in this type of operation, the minister responded.
Certainly an operation of this kind couldn't have been done without some local help. But of course we think that this is a major operation being done by persons from overseas, near neighboring countries. And the investigations are on the way. There's a lot of data and information which has to be looked at and shared.
Samples were taken by canoe ranks for testing and then later destroyed at the site as an investigation is underway. Travis Chase, HGP Nightly News. Antonio Day now tells us that the 2025 Guyana Energy Conference and Supply Chain Expo was officially launched.
Chief Executive Officer of the Guyana Energy Conference and Supply Chain Expo, Kiana Wilbur, detailed expectations of this annual event.
Our sponsors thus far include ExxonMobil Guyana, Technic FMC, Noble, Stena Drilling, Expo Guyana Inc., BK Group of Companies, and MECP Sales and Services.
Energy transition, financing sustainable development initiatives, developing a vibrant workforce for the future, promoting the advancement of women in the energy sector, and building resilient supply chains will all be discussed among others. President of ExxonMobil Guyana Limited, EMGL, Alistair Routledge, said that the oil company is a proud sponsor of the 4th edition of the Expo.
It's for us a great platform to bring the business sector, the private sector, both local and international together with the policymakers, with academics, to have a really strong conversation about the issues of the day.
Chief Investment Officer at Go Invest, Dr. Peter Ramsroop, said that while the conference presents the opportunity to forge investments, Guyana continues to welcome investors. Meanwhile, with approximately 7,000 delegates, 180 plus booths, and 70 plus distinguished speakers, Minister of Natural Resources Vikram Bharat says that he eagerly anticipates the hosting of this year's conference.
A just transition is what we need to see around the world.
The Guyana Energy Conference and Supply Chain Expo will be held from February 18th to the 21st, 2025 at the Guyana Marriott Hotel Kingston, Georgetown, on the theme, Connecting the Dots, Integrating the Future. Antonio Day reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
You're watching the HGP Nightly News. Stay with us. There is more news ahead.
Transitions light intelligent lenses. Pick your color. Choose your style. Available at Optique Vision Care.
Welcome to SNL Electrical Inc., where lighting and electrical needs are met with expertise and style. From the latest in electrical lamps to durable cables, circuit breakers, panels, we have it all. Illuminate your space with our elegant chandeliers, stunning crystal lights, and versatile pole lights. Looking to upgrade your comfort? Explore top-of-the-line AC units and our diverse selections of stylish styles. Visit us at 170-180 Thomas Street, Kitty, Georgetown. Discover a solution that not only lights up your world but transforms it. Call us on telephone number 226-3018 or 223-1634. SNL Electrical Inc. powering your life with elegance, quality, and care.
Say goodbye to germs with a free Sterling Super Soap automatic dispenser. That's right, get free equipment and installation of our touch-free dispenser. The perfect amount of soap every time ensures clean and germ-free hands. Refilling is quick and easy with 4 amazing fragrances: coconut, sunflower sunrise, pink blossom, and citrus zest. Call us on 265-7403.
Krishna Rock Establishment. No job is too small or too large. We specialize in all types of fabricating, machinery, excavator repairs, rice fill pumps, and hydraulic hoses. Visit us at Lot 113, Block CC Monrepo, East Coast, Demerara, or call 220-9624, 616-9416, or 619-7880. At Krishna Rock Establishment, no job is too small or too large.
Thanks for staying tuned to the HGP Nightly News. Amerindian Heritage Month 2024 was officially launched on Sunday, September 1, where it was said that indigenous peoples of Guyana have a sustainable and strong future ahead. Daisy Richards reports.
Amerindian Heritage Month 2024 was officially launched on Sunday at the National Park, where a number of cultural items from Guyana's indigenous people were featured. President Irfan Ali, in his remarks, pointed out that the indigenous peoples of Guyana have a bright future based on the developments taking place.
We know that you have a sustainable and strong future. And part of that future is your cultural heritage. One of the most important things that we must do is love our identity.
He also added that the indigenous peoples have played an important role in molding Guyana's rich and diverse culture.
They safeguarded our environment, maintain customs, and secure our place in this region as one of the most advanced countries when it comes to the protection and celebration of indigenous culture.
President Ali elaborated on the many aspects the indigenous peoples are contributing to Guyana's rich economy.
We have more Amerindian brothers and sisters doing medicine, doing engineering, teaching, medicine.
Amerindian Heritage Month is celebrated annually in September, which honors the first peoples of Guyana. This year's celebrations is being hosted under the theme Many Voices, One Song, celebrating Amerindian Heritage 2024. For HGP Nightly News, I am Daisy Richards.
Citizens Bank has officially opened its $1.8 billion Mandela branch, with President Irfan Ali recognizing the institution's role in providing financial stability in the banking sector. Chris Gonzalez reports.
President Irfan Ali, during the opening ceremony of Citizens Bank's $1.8 billion new Manila branch in Georgetown, highlighted that significant development in the banking and financial sector has been substantial growth in deposits, assets, and credit extended to the private sector. He said that in the first half of 2024, Guyana's gross domestic product GDP is estimated to have increased by 49.7%.
Therefore, the revised full-year forecast for real GDP growth in 2024 is 42.3%, and the non-oil economy 11.8%.
Due to multiple rounds of financial reforms, credit to the private sector grew by 44% from 2020 to 2023, which further influenced various sectors, President Ali said.
The first wave of reforms included the implementation of policies to improve the efficiency and competition of the financial services sector, policies to strengthen the prudential framework and bank supervision, policies to develop and deepen financial markets, and the modernization of the payment system.
There were also crucial economic progress and transformation from Guyana's two indigenous banks, Citizens Bank and Demerara Bank.
We saw the establishment of a stock exchange, the expansion of bank branches throughout the country, and notable improvements, as I said, in the payment system. And this improvement in access to credit for the regular man.
The President further emphasized the need for ongoing innovation to enhance Guyana's financial sector's role in the international arena. However, the newly constructed $1.8 billion facility will operate with a team of 27 staff members, ensuring high-quality service. It features modern amenities and will serve as a new location for the Thirst Park branch's operations starting September 2. I am Carice Gonzalez reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
Thank you, Carice. The United Kingdom is looking to establish more partners in the Guyana's business consortium since the country has presented potential avenues for investment. This is according to British High Commissioner Jane Miller. Antonio Day reports.
You cannot understand the scale of the opportunities here until you come here. Certainly from the UK, we've recognised that when we've had trade missions.
British High Commissioner of Guyana Jane Miller speaking ahead of this October's conference. Some 600 delegates will engage international and local companies in the manufacturing, energy, infrastructure, finance and agriculture sectors. The British High Commissioner noted that her country will continue partnering with Guyana in key sectors.
There's a new hospital being built out at Ogle. It's a maternal and child hospital, and that is being built with UK export finance. Now you'll see the outer skeleton of that building, and that is all steel from Yorkshire, from the United Kingdom.
Ambassador Miller also highlighted that the relationship between Guyana and the United Kingdom is robust and underpinned by shared values and mutual interests. She reiterated that Guyana is a beacon and hub for investments which should not be taken for granted.
I'm seeing opportunities come in almost every sector. When you're looking at manufacturing, with the growth of agriculture, there's lots of opportunities there. Food and drink and ecotourism.
The United Kingdom is also looking to allow small and medium-scale businesses to network and possibly work with larger enterprises in the various sectors.
But we're not just come in, sell and go. We want to have a long-term relationship. We're very good at high-quality product.
Miller also remarked on Guyana's welcoming and conducive business environment. The International Business Conference is slated for Guyana from October 15 to 17 under the theme, Guyana the Gateway to Opportunities. Antonio Day reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
This is the HGP Nightly News. Stay with us. There is more news ahead.
Planning a cleanup? We can help. Sevon's Waste Management skip bins can be provided for home renovation projects, yard cleanup, or construction project. It's simple. Step 1, give us a call. Step 2, we put down the bin. Step 3, load it up with all of your junk. Step 4, we take it away. That's simple. Bins are also available in various sizes, so there is no job that is too big or too small. Call Sevon's Waste Management today at 218-1455.
Tropic Construction Solutions, we pride ourselves on being one of the leading distributors of high-quality woven and non-woven geotextile fabric, geotextile tubes, and geogrids for over 15 years in Guyana. We supply reflective vests, sleeves, quality hard hats, and more for your construction needs. We are located in No. 2 Village, East Coast Berbice, 1 minute from Palmyra. Our distribution mechanism enables us to offer delivery across the city of Georgetown. Contact us at +5926-284-077 or visit our website at www.tcsgt.com.
In today's fast-paced world of modern finance, with its many options and opportunities, you will need good advice and help getting value for your money. Hand-in-hand trust is the way to go. From owning your own home or business with our residential and commercial mortgages. To drive a new car with a vehicle loan, we'll help you realize your dreams. You can also access investment deposit accounts, share brokerage services, personal trust, thrift and pension plan trusteeship, property management, investment portfolio management, safe deposit boxes, the convenience of our Cambio, Western Union, and Bill Express services, hand-in-hand trust for financial services and more, helping you get the most out of your financial resources and your life.
Thanks for staying with us here on the HGP Nightly News. Guyana is hosting the 46th Conference of the Caribbean, of the Americas, and the Atlantic region of the Commonwealth Parliamentary Association, which is aimed at confronting critical issues such as artificial intelligence, security, and migration. Carice Gonzalez will tell you more.
The 46th Conference of the Caribbean, the Americas, and the Atlantic region of the Commonwealth Parliamentary Association, CPA, officially opened on Monday at the Guyana Kingston, Georgetown, under the theme, Democracy Challenges Facing Modern Parliaments. In his keynote address, President of Guyana Mohamed Irfan Ali emphasized that democracy is more than just a political commitment. Rather, it serves as a driving force behind development and the protector of human dignity.
It has its challenges. It requires constant vigilance, active participation, and a commitment of holding its principles even in the face of adversity.
Similarly, Prime Minister of Guyana, Brigadier Retired Mark Phillips, highlighted that the robustness of Guyana's democracy is closely tied to its parliamentary institutions. These institutions not only provide a platform for diverse perspectives to be debated, but also to ensure that laws are enacted for public good.
We believe that by making Parliament more open and accessible, we can enhance public trust and encourage greater civic participation. Further, we are committed to advancing gender equality within our parliamentary processes.
Opposition Member of Parliament Ganesh Maipal urged parliamentary bodies to rethink and enhance their respective parliamentary systems. He pointed out that given the complexities of the modern world, one of the significant challenges facing contemporary parliaments is the erosion of public trust.
This loss of faith in parliamentary institutions undermines the legitimacy of democracy itself. When people feel that their voices are not being heard.
In contrast, Acting Chairman of the CPA, Arthur Holder, acknowledged challenges faced by parliamentary bodies. However, he argued that these organizations should first address their internal issues before attempting tackling external problems.
My challenge to this conference is let us look inwardly at some of the things that we can do better. We recognize that there are challenges, but our challenges are distinct from the external variables.
The regional conference brings together parliamentarians and clerks from various jurisdictions within the CPA Caribbean, Americas, and Atlantic region. This conference, which is scheduled to run until September 7, will feature a series of plenary sessions, which will cover crucial topics including artificial intelligence, healthcare, access for women and girls, gender-sensitive parliaments, toolkits and guidelines, peace and security, and migration. Reporting for the HGP Nightly News, I am Carice Gonzalez.
Soon, 300 residents of Leeds Village in Region 6 East Berbice Quarantine will start the process of obtaining certificates of title for lands they have occupied for decades. Here is more from Tiana Cole.
Attorney General and Minister of Legal Affairs Anand Nandlal over the weekend held a land regularization exercise at Leeds No. 51 village in Region 6. The Attorney General informed residents that during this week, land surveyors will be conducting occupational surveys, which should take 90 days to complete. The process will also involve verifying land boundaries and resolving disputes.
We started with cotton tree, and we are going to do numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. That's thousands of titles we will be issuing to people who have been in occupation of those lands since the abolition of slavery.
A similar exercise will be conducted in the No. 49 village on the quarantine.
The process is a tedious one, and as I said, it can only happen if you cooperate. This process is being funded by the government of Guyana, and it is an initiative of President Dr. Mohamed Irfan Ali.
The AG claims that this process aims to increase resident security by streamlining land ownership and transaction.
The title itself is a document that is of greater strength, legal strength, than the transport. The title itself has many characteristics which the transport as a title doesn't have.
He emphasized that legal ownership, which comes with a certificate of title, is more robust and safe. If someone occupies a land for 12 to 14 years, a transport can be extinguished, but it can only be put aside on the grounds of deception. Compared to a transport, a title is more often recognized type of collateral for loans.
This process is what real empowerment is, because all of you who have been living on lands for decades, and your ancestors have been living on the lands for sometime over 100 years without a title, at the end of this process, you will get a title, a paper to say that you own this land.
Tiana Ko reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
Thank you, Tiana. Ipadaji Guyana presented a lecture on the history of the Berbice Revolution and its numerous heroes in honor of the United Nations Day of Peoples of African Descent. Find out more from Tiana Cole.
In a brief speech, Olive Sampson, the Chief Executive Officer CEO of the International Decade of People of African Descent Assembly Guyana, noted that August 31 is a day set aside annually to recognize the contributions made by people of African descent around the world and to address the issues they still face.
This event is also in alignment with the goals of the International Decade for People of African Descent of recognition, justice, and development. Ipadaji, with its extensive experience supporting this decade, is committed to promoting cultural pride, unity, and justice.
The well-publicized book Blood on the River explores Dutch records from British and Dutch archives and advocates for a more widespread acknowledgement of its heroes and the legacies.
Not only because it provides us with incredibly important information about your history in Guyana, but it also provides really unique insight into the politics and the intellectual history of the enslaved in the African diaspora.
The early history of Berbice within the context of Dutch colonialism was covered in detail by Professor Kars. In her presentation, she traced its origin to the late 1500s.
The Dutch obtained captives from West Africa and forced them to grow initially tobacco, which was a native crop, followed by sugar, cocoa, and cotton, and eventually coffee.
She emphasized the importance of not only celebrating figures like Kofi and his fellow leaders, but also acknowledging the contributions of the numerous unnamed men and women who participated in the rebellion.
I propose that we also celebrate as heroes the untold men and women, some of them your ancestors, who may have participated only reluctantly or not at all because they were after a different kind of freedom and self-mastery.
While encouraging a wider acknowledgement of the heroes of the Berbice Revolution and its ongoing influence, Professor Kars encouraged the audience to have a greater understanding of the sacrifices made by the notable leaders, as well as the common people who contributed to the revolt, and the rich history of resistance and resiliency that influenced the Caribbean and beyond. Tianoko reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
Stay tuned for regional news.
Republic Bank, the title sponsor and official bank of the Republic Bank Caribbean Premier League.
Working and studying? Lacking energy and restless? Dr. Chase Nerve Food and Nerve and Blood Tablet and Tonic improve your energy, reduce stress and anxiety, improve immunity, digestion, sleep, and nerve function, fight anemia, and maintain liver function. Dr. Chase contains iron, vitamin C, B1, B12, manganese, liver fraction, aloe vera extract, and gentian root. Now, that's a doctor to trust. Dr. Chase.
Good evening, I'm Daisy Richards and welcome to Monday's edition of the Regional News. We begin with news from Brazil. At least 2 people died in Brazil after the roof of a church in the coastal city of Recife collapsed on Friday, City Hall and state authorities said. The vice governor of the state, Priscilla Cruz, said around 20 people had received medical assistance after the collapse, adding that authorities do not believe there are any additional fatalities. Surveillance camera shows Brazil church roof collapsing, at least 2 dead. However, they will search through the rubble, she said. She added that at the time of the collapse, the church was being used for food distribution. While in Venezuela, at least 40 teenagers have been released from prison over the weekend in Venezuela, according to Human Rights Group, after being arrested during anti-government protests following Venezuela's disputed presidential election in late July. Venezuela's Electoral Council and its top court have proclaimed President Nicolas Maduro in power since 2013 as the winner of the July 28th election, but has not published complete voting tallies. Venezuela's opposition has published its own tallies showing a landslide win for its candidate, Edmundo Gonzalez. The post-election street protests left some 27 people dead and 2,400 more arrested. The Venezuelan government has blamed the opposition for the deaths, while opponents accuse the government of carrying out a campaign of repression. Alfredo Romero, the president of the non-government human rights organization, Foro Penal, wrote on X on Saturday that at least 40 teenagers arrested during the protests had been released from prison in the states of Táchira, Mérida, Amazonas, Bolivar, and Lara. Finally, news from the Dominican Republic. Dominican Republic authorities have made significant strides in their fight against drug trafficking through a sweeping nationwide operation. The National Drug Control Directorate, DNCD, and the Public Prosecutor's Office have jointly conducted a series of raids and interdictions that have resulted in over 1,000 arrests. and the confiscation of substantial quantities of illegal substances. The operation, which focused heavily on Santo Domingo but extended across multiple provinces, led to the arrest of 1,267 individuals suspected of involvement in drug-related activities. In total, law enforcement officials seized an impressive 304,130 grams of various narcotics from the streets. Breaking down the seizures, authorities report confiscating 223,556 grams of cocaine, 70,167 grams of marijuana, and 10,407 grams of crack. Additionally, 19 ecstasy pills were among the illicit substances removed from circulation. Officials also confiscated a significant number of related paraphernalia and weapons. These items included 11 firearms, 90 knives and machetes, 2 vehicles, 71 motorcycles, 17 communication radios, 3 bulletproof vests, 140 scales, and 440 cell phones. Cash and other evidence were also collected during the raids. The DNCD and Public Prosecutor's Office conducted these interventions across a wide swath of the country. Thank you for watching. Do have a productive week. Until next time.
4.4 tons of cocaine found near illegal airstrip. Kanu, the GDF Special Forces, and the DEA Dent Major Network. We will be coming after you. Minister of Home Affairs Robeson Ben warns drug traffickers. Guyana Energy Expo 2025 launched to attract 7,000 delegates. And Citizens Bank commissions new $1.8 billion Mandela branch. Those are our major headlines. For these stories and more, please go to our website. It's www.hgptv.com. I'm Travis Chase. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.